Honorable Joseph Malanji, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Zambia and head of SADC electoral mission to the tripartite elections in the Republic of Malawi. The alternate head of mission, Honorable Kalombo Mwansa, former Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Zambia. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to simply say, all protocol observed. My humble duty this morning is to introduce the head of the SADC Electoral Observation Mission to the 2019 presidential, parliamentary, and local government elections, officially known as the tripartite elections of the Republic of Malawi. But before I do so, allow me also to, on behalf of the Executive Secretary of SADC, welcome you all and thank you as well for honoring our invitation to attend the launch of the SEOM here at this convention center in the Lilongwe. Ladies and gentlemen, in line with the revised SADC principles and guidelines governing democratic elections, SADC has been invited by the Malawi Electoral Commission to observe the 2019 tripartite elections. Based on his mandate, the chairperson of SADC, Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation, His Excellency Edgar Chagwa Lungu, President of the Republic of Zambia, constituted the SADC Electoral Observation Mission to Malawi and directed the Executive Secretary to facilitate the deployment of the mission. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the 2015 SADC Principles and Guidelines governing democratic elections introduced the long-term observation approach and methodology, which enables SADC to deploy, assess, and report on various interrelated segments of the electoral cycle. To this effect, the SADC Electoral Advisory Council undertook a pre-election goodwill mission to the Republic of Malawi from the 4th to 8th April 2019. The SIAC is the technical wing of SADC, with the important role of advising the chairperson of the organ and the SEOM leadership in terms of the integrity of the electoral process and conformity with SADC principles and guidelines governing democratic elections. This is simply to say that their role is to assess if the legal, political, and security environment are conducive to holding of credible elections. I am therefore pleased to report that the SIAC mission noted the strides made by the Malawi Electoral Commission and relevant stakeholders in preparation of these tripartite elections. With this ceremony, which we are launching today, and as we prepare to deploy our observers, we have entered the second phase of our observation. Our mission to these elections consists of 39 personnel from 8 member states, namely Angola, Botswana, Kingdom of Lesotho, Namibia, South Africa, United Republic of Tanzania, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. And we'll cover all the 3 regions and the 27 out of the 28 districts of this country. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, it is my honor and privilege to introduce and invite the head of the SADC Electoral Observation Mission to the 2019 presidential, parliamentary, and local government elections in the Republic of Malawi, Honorable Joseph Malanji, Member of Parliament, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Zambia, to address you and officially launch this mission. I thank you. Merci beaucoup. Muito obrigada. Zikomo kwambili.
on behalf of His Excellency Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, President of the Republic of Zambia, and the Chairperson of the SADC organ on Politics, Defense, and Security Cooperation, it is my singular honor and privilege to welcome you all to the official launch of the SADC Electoral Observation Mission, SEOM, to the 21st May 2019 tripartite elections of the Republic of Malawi. The SADC Electoral Observation Mission is here at the invitation of the Malawi Electoral Commission. The practice of observing national elections in Southern Africa Development Community is in conformity with the SADC Treaty, the SADC Protocol on Politics, Defense, and Security Cooperation, and the revised SADC Principles and Guidelines Governing Democratic Elections of 2015. To this end, the chairperson of the SADC organ, His Excellency Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, has constituted a SADC Electoral Observation Mission to the 2019 tripartite election in Malawi, which I have the privilege of leading on his behalf. Over the last 25 years since the first general elections, which introduced multi-party politics to the Republic of Malawi in 1994, the country has progressed well, expanding its democracy through subsequent multi-party elections. SADC duly recognizes and acknowledges these tremendous strides towards the strengthening of democracy in Malawi. In this regard, let me take this opportunity as head of the SEOM to Malawi to extend our sincere congratulations to the people of Malawi as the country celebrates 25 years of democracy, a significant milestone towards the consolidation of democracy in the region. The pre-election period of the 2019 tripartite election in Malawi has not been immune from challenges, the most recent and devastating being the effects of the cyclone Idai in the country. In this regard, we reiterate our deepest condolences to the people of the Republic of Malawi for the devastation caused by the cyclone Idai. We sincerely regret the loss of life, displacement of citizens, loss of property and personal belongings, which includes the loss of voters' cards and identity documents. We are, however, encouraged by the efforts of the Malawi Electoral Commission to ensure that registered voters who lost their voter registration cards during the cyclone will be allowed to vote. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, SADC observes elections in its member states based on the revised SADC principles and guidelines governing democratic elections. The principles and guidelines are also informed by key instruments of the African Union, such as the African Charter on Democracy, Elections and Governance 2007, as well as relevant conventions of the United Nations. SADC member states have affirmed their commitment to the implementation of the revised SADC principles and guidelines governing democratic elections. These have been designed to not only assist the region to improve its democratic processes, but also to contribute towards conflict prevention using modern standards and techniques in election observation. These include the use of the long-term election observation methodology and technologies to enhance data collection, analysis, and reporting. This approach is expected to engender informed assessment of electoral processes and outcomes that should contribute to enhanced regional efforts. These efforts assist member states in adopting best practices and addressing related challenges through evidence-based qualitative and quantitative observation methodologies. Distinguished guests, in view of the above and consistent with the revised SADC principles and guidelines governing democratic elections, I'm pleased to inform you that the deployment of this SEOM was preceded by the pre-election assessment goodwill mission of the SADC Electoral Advisory Council, SEAC, from the 4th to 8th April 2019. The SEAC is a mechanism instituted by the SADC Summit in 2005, composed of eminent legal experts, scholars, and retired senior diplomats, to advise the organ on politics, defense, and security cooperation, on matters of elections, democracy, and governance, as well as the mediation strategies arising from the election-related conflicts. In this regard, the SEAC mission to the Republic of Malawi noted, among other issues, that the Malawi Electoral Commission had designed and substantively implemented an elaborate electoral calendar. This calendar makes provision for, amongst other, accreditation of the election observers, registration and inspection of the voters' register, distribution of election materials, civic and voter education, and announcement of the results. The mission further noted that Malawi Electoral Commission has done the following: registered 6.8 million voters, put in place the required arrangements to allow for the voting of the 2,709 ward councillor candidates, 1,329 parliamentary candidates, and 7 presidential candidates. These are the figures that have been availed to SADC as of now. And in this regard, the Malawi Electoral Commission prepared 5,002 voting stations and an additional 11,095 streaming points, with a capacity to service 800 voters. The location of these voting stations have been publicized ahead of the elections, to which the May 21st, 2019 elections in Malawi are governed by the Constitution of the Republic of Malawi. The Election Commission Act, the Parliamentary and the Presidential Elections Act, the Local Government Elections Act, and the Political Parties Registration and Regulation Act. In line with the domestic legal framework, the SEOM will assess the conduct of the electoral process in accordance with the revised SADC principles and guidelines governing democratic elections of 2015, which include the following: full participation of the citizens in the democratic and development process, freedom of association, assembly, and expression, measures to prevent corruption, bribery, political violence, intimidation, and intolerance, equal opportunity to all political parties to access the state media, respect for values of electoral justice, no undue restraints against the opportunity to exercise the right to vote and to be voted for, independence of the judiciary and impartiality of the electoral institutions, civic and voter education, acceptance of and respect of the election result by political parties as proclaimed to have been free, fair, transparent, credible, and peaceful by the competent electoral commission in accordance with the law of the land, and provision of electoral justice through expeditious settlement of electoral disputes and provided for in the law. Our observers who cover all 3 regions and the 27 of the 28 districts of Malawi, focusing on the following: the pre, during, and post-election phases, the security situation and overall state of preparation of the Malawi Electoral Commission, training of polling staff and presiding officers, timely distribution of election materials to various polling centers, timely setting up polling stations and tally centers and polling day and actual voting process, closing of polling stations, counting and tallying of votes. As there are only days left before polling day, may I therefore take this opportunity to encourage all stakeholders to ensure that these elections are conducted in a peaceful and secure environment. As SADC, it is our hope that the electoral process will adhere to the democratic values and principles envisioned in our SADC Treaty, in the Protocol on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation, as well as the revised SADC principles and guidelines governing democratic elections. Finally, the SADC preliminary statement outlining our key observation on the 2019 tripartite elections is scheduled for 23rd May 2019 at this very venue. I therefore would like to take this opportunity to cordially invite you all to attend. It is now my honor, on behalf of the chairperson of the organ on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation, His Excellency Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, President of the Republic of Zambia, to declare the SADC Electoral Observation Mission to the 2019 tripartite elections in the Republic of Malawi officially launched. Thank you very much. Muito obrigado. Merci beaucoup. Asante sana. Shukran. I've seen the Japanese ambassador. Domo arigatou gozaimasu.